YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy T, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be about the truth about Justin Fields, guys. Yes, and he's an upper echelon quarterback. Now, listen, people may be sleeping on him. People may be getting on him just because of DJ Moore finally coming to Chicago. Also, with the coaching staff, what Ryan Pohl is doing, people might be now on him, but I was on him last year. And guys, I'm going to break down the reason why I believe that you should be targeting him in fantasy football. And also, if you just enjoy football, watching football, why you should be expecting great things from this guy. So, guys, I'm going to give you some comparisons. That's what I like to do. Some players that's come in the past that end up being really great, like Hall of Famers, and give you their numbers and give you Justin Fields numbers. Also, I'm going to break down why Justin Fields is a hybrid and the game is changing. A lot of people don't understand that. They still have an old school mindset. Now, listen, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the NFL was very different. Yes, the NFL was very different. And the reason why the NFL was different, guys, running quarterbacks, they wasn't getting accentuated, right? They was actually it was a bad thing to be a running quarterback. So a lot of quarterbacks would stay in the pocket and get sacked a lot. But guys like Russell Wilson figured it out how to, I might get out the pocket at certain times, but they never really did it a lot. Now the game is completely changed. And I told y'all, a guy like Bo Jackson, yes, a Bo Jackson guy is coming in the NFL where he's going to be able to run the ball 20 to 25 times and be able to throw the ball. Now, can Anthony Richardson be that type of guy? Yes, he could be. I don't think he is. I think he's more of a Taysom Hill type. But that type of guy is coming. You see with Anthony Richardson, if you watch his Florida tape, when that boy run the ball, he's the best athlete on the field. And when he throw the ball deep, that arm is crazy. So you need something a little bit more fine-tuned to me, but I'm gonna break down reason why the game is changing. So guys, let's start. So Justin Fields. Guys, Justin Fields, to me, in fantasy football, is a top 5 quarterback. I said what I said. He's a top 5 quarterback. And the reason why, guys, is about his ceiling and his floor. Guys that run the ball, their ceilings is crazy. 40 points, 50 points, 60 points, 40 points, 30 points, 40 points. Not no 25 points, 15 points, 18 points. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, you can no longer win fantasy championships with those guys. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. You can no longer win fantasy football championships with these guys. Now, listen, they might be able to get you there, but you're not going to win the fantasy football championship. So, because the reason why somebody's going to go off that's like Jalen Hurts or Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson or Trey Lance, Josh Allen, and Pat Mahomes is a hybrid himself. Pat Mahomes runs the ball too. He could get you 6 to 7 rushing touchdowns. So I want you to let you know that. So guys, I'm going to tell you about what Justin Fields did in his rookie season. In 2021, guys, he had 159 completions out of 270 attempts. And that was a 58% completion percentage. That's pretty good as a rookie. That was his rookie season. That's pretty good. And he had 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And with a QBR of 26. That's not that great. But the 58% tells you that the guy can pass and he can get better, right? Now, in 2022, he had, which is last year, he had 192 completions out of 318 attempts throwing the ball with a 60% completion percentage. So he got better, right? But remember, we're talking about other quarterbacks like Josh Allen and these other guys. They got better. And he had 17 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. But also, let's go to his rushing numbers. This guy had 160 rushes for 1,143 rushing yards. Guys, that's unbelievable. And he got hurt. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he would have been the #1 quarterback in the NFL for his fantasy. And guys, listen, I'm gonna give you some names of some running backs. Like, check this stat out. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, and subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. I'm gonna give you some running backs. I'm gonna show you where Justin Fields finished. #1 running back in rushing yards last year was Josh Jacobs. #2 was Derrick Henry. Number 3 was Nick Chubb. Number 4 was Saquon Barkley. Number 5 was Miles Sanders. And number 6 was Dalvin Cook. And number 7 was Justin Fields. Now, listen, I know what Lamar is. Lamar had a season like this when he won MVP, right? But Justin Fields, as a second year in the league, guys, he just raw. So you got to be able to see that type of talent, and then you got to go and situate it. I was waiting to see what Chicago was going to do this year. If they would have traded Justin Fields, I was like, oh, y'all going to set your franchise back, and who going to get him? Because this guy is special. Yeah, I'm not saying he's the special of all the dual threats, but compared to these pocket quarterbacks, they can't hold his jock strap. Not in fantasy football. Now, you can win with a pocket quarterback. Tom Brady, you can win with Tom Brady in real NFL, yes. And then in fantasy, you can. But to win with a pocket quarterback, you know how good they got to play? They got to have like 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns every single game. So, let me give you Jalen Hurts' rookie stats, right? This is Jalen Hurts, the guy that went to the Super Bowl this year and about won it. He came from a pass interference or a defensive holding from winning the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, 2020. He didn't play the whole year. He only played a couple games, but he played a nice set amount of games. He had 77 completions out of 148 attempts, and he had 52% completion percentage. That's pretty good. But only 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions with a QBR of 33. Remember what we were saying then? He ain't that good. Jalen Hurts. Remember? Don't forget about this, guys. This is why I'm doing this video. Don't forget about what you said about Jalen Hurts as a rookie. Yeah, no, not with that. Not with 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. You remember that? Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content, guys. Okay, let me go to Jalen Hurts' sophomore season. You remember that? When I think they benched Carson Wentz this year. He had 265 completions out of 432 attempts for a 61% completion percentage. That's pretty good, right? He's getting better, but we're like, y'all gonna get somebody in the draft or get a good pocket quarterback in the draft. Somebody that can actually win a Super Bowl for you. Remember, that's what a lot of the masses were saying. So the guy had 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with a 48 QBR. That's pretty good as a second season. But we still wasn't championing this guy because that's not the numbers we wanted to see. And then going into his 3rd season, which was last year when he went to the Super Bowl, guys, because nobody saw this coming. Now, I was on Jalen Hurts and I was on Justin Fields. Go back and check my catalog. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content, guys. This guy had 306 completions out of 460 attempts. Now, listen, pocket quarterbacks, they throw for a lot of more attempts than that. They might have 600 attempts, but you don't got to when you do a threat. So you got to be careful how you judge those numbers. And he had 22 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions. But them 22, no, Aaron Rodgers had 40. He didn't need 40 because you know how many rushing touchdowns this guy had? He boomed. Now, I don't got the stats with me right now, but he boomed. He's dual threat, so you can't get too far in the numbers. And look what the Philly do. They accentuated. They went out and got A.J. Brown, like I've been telling that Baltimore need to do. And what did Chicago do? What did Ryan Knowles do? He was like, yeah, I see what I got. I'm not about to play this Lamar Jackson thing like that. I'm about to go ahead and get DJ Moore. That's why he got DJ Moore with that 1st round pick when he gave it up. Because he know that's what they needed to situate Justin Fields. They're not about to judge and put him to the test with no number 1. Now, Darnell Mooney is good, but he needs somebody else. He's small. He's a smaller guy. Claypool is pretty good. He's a big dude, but he's not a true big-time alpha like Calvin Johnson. But DJ Moore is a little bit more consistent and bigger than both of these guys. So with those 3 guys, with Velus Jones, now he got weapons, and then they can find out what he is. And if he ain't that good, they can move on from him. You're not paying rookie quarterbacks $200 million back in the day like you used to when Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf and Jamarcus Russell was getting these major big deals. You don't got to do that anymore. So these guys, if they fall off the wagon, you can keep it moving and get somebody else. Same thing that Arizona did. They drafted Josh Rosen. We don't like the way they look. And then they went and got Kyler Murray. Because they didn't have that much money investing into Josh Rosen. So you have to make those decisions sometimes. So Justin Fields, before you judge him and talk junk, you got to make sure he has all the alphas. And especially when he finished number 7 in rushing in the whole NFL, and you bring DJ Moore in there, which is like a hybrid guy. He can run the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Then you're going to accentuate Justin Fields and let him be here himself. So let me tell you about it, and I'm not going to hold you up on this video, guys. I got a couple more things I want to talk to you about. Guys, even when Steve Young, back in the day, Steve Young played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do you know what his stats were? Guys, everybody thought he was garbage. Like, yeah, get him out of there. He from BYU, and Joe Montana was killing. But they was like, you know what? Joe Montana's getting a little bit older. We need to have somebody that can back him up. I like mobile quarterbacks. So they went on and got Steve Young. But this is what Steve Young did while he was in Tampa Bay, where they used to put the bags over their face. So his first rookie year, they let him play eventually. Excuse me, guys. And he had 72 completions out of 138 attempts with a 52% completion percentage. 3 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's garbage. This Steve Young is a Hall of Famer, guys. I said what I said. Steve Young is a Hall of Famer. And look at that rookie season. So that tells you, if you don't got a good supporting cast with great coaches, people can sit around and label you as wrong. They can misjudge you. It matters. If you take Pat Mahomes and put him with the New York Jets, we don't know who he is. We say get him out the NFL. He suck. He's garbage. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, to subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, his 1986, his second year in the league. This is Steve Young, the Hall of Famer now. This is a first ballot Hall of Famer. A mobile quarterback that people said that all he could do was just run around. Steve Young had 195 complete out of 363. He started the full season. And he only got better by 1% as far as his completion percentage, which was 53. And guys, the reason why I'm on 53% completion percentage, that tells you that if a guy can hit an open guy. It's a lot of other stats out here. I like QBR, but they didn't have QBR back then. So I can give you a QBR stat. But completion percentage is key. I'm giving y'all cutting edge content right here. This is what I talk about on my OnlyFans. This is stuff that I tell you. If you sign up for my OnlyFans and you need help with picking a quarterback, and I might tell you to pick Justin Fields, you might be like, well, why? This is the reason. I helped a lady, one of the first ladies to sign up for my OnlyFans. She was like on the bridge of missing the playoffs. I told her to go pick up Justin Fields. He hit for 3 or 4 games, took her over the edge. She ended up going to the championship game and losing to a guy that had a super stacked team because of Justin Fields. So that next year with Steve Young, guys, he only had 8 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, which was another terrible season. But guess what? One of the best coaches ever in the history of the game that sees talent the best of the history of the game said, I want Steve Young on my team. He picked up Steve Young, and the rest of it is history. He sat behind Joe Montana for a few years, and then they put him in, and he's a Hall of Famer. He won, if I'm mistaken, 1 or 2 Super Bowls. So, Justin Fields, guys, reminds me of that type of quarterback. He ain't always had good coaching around him. He ain't always had good players around him as far as his offensive line. But with Ryan Pohl coming in here, things are changing. That offensive coach last year, he accentuated Justin Fields and he started booming. So I like Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a stud quarterback. He just has to stay healthy. Again, this guy was number 7 in rushing. This guy was number 7 in rushing in the whole NFL. Again, these quarterbacks are coming. So listen, now Anthony Richardson is different. I don't see his completion percentage that good. So when I watched Justin Fields in college, he was hitting open guys, throwing a great deep ball. Anthony Richardson got a strong arm, but I don't see the completion percentage. I don't see the pocket awareness that I saw from Justin Fields. So I wanted to just tell you, it ain't all about running a running quarterback, but it is 9 ways to skin a cat. And Justin Fields is one of my guys. So guys, let me see what kind of comments we got here. I think we got about a couple comments. Yes, and CHB, my homie, what's up, bro? He says, cutting edge indeed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is cutting edge. Nobody's going to sit around and tell you Justin Fields is better than Aaron Rodgers in fantasy football. This is not real football. Now, in real football, I'm still taking that type of guy because I feel like I can win. The Philadelphia Eagles showed you that last year. And all these teams that sit around, they don't want to pick up Lamar Jackson because of this and this. Guys, all you need is one Super Bowl. The contract is paid for. Guys, you know how much a team make when you win one Super Bowl? You might make $500 million. I'm talking about for your pockets to put in your pocket as an owner. If you win a Super Bowl, guys, you might pocket $500 million. So you don't need Lamar to win 6 Super Bowls to make that money up for $200 million or $230 grand. You don't need that much. You just need to win one Super Bowl. So listen, you gotta quit thinking long term. Oh, I need 15, 16 Super Bowls from a quarterback to pay him $200 million. No, you don't. You just need one. That's why you see the Rams. They sold everything. They was like, hey, we want Cooper Kupp, we want Matt Stafford, we're gonna pay Aaron Donald, we're gonna play Jalen Ramsey to get one Super Bowl. That's all it takes. So we all got to be on the same page. You guys, a lot of things that we are talking about in the chat, that's why I don't even respond to certain long, crazy questions. And I'm not saying they necessarily crazy, but you were like, hey, why would you pay Lamar? He getting hurt at this. And you missing the point, bruh. If you telling me I got to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years, why I'm not going to pick up Lamar? I don't care what I pay him. It's not about that. You trying to look at the money and you think it's too analytical. And I went analytical because I'm trying to, grow my channel. And I know a lot of people like to hear analytics. And it really don't mean a lot. If anybody in here watch baseball, you know exactly what I mean. There's 2 different, maybe 3 different type of managers. You got the managers that played before, and they can be analytical too. But they played before. And then you got managers that they don't care nothing about analytics. They play the game with their mind and their eyes, especially catchers, because they've been catching for 20 years and they can feel the game. And that's how when I watch the game, I feel it. That's why I can be on Taysom Hill. I can be on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I talked about Tyreek Hill, and everybody chastised me and said, well, what about Tua? I said, that's easy. But y'all was like, this TD, think I'm just making clickbait videos. Think I'm just saying crazy stuff. You see how he talk? He don't even speak his words correctly. It doesn't matter. So Justin Fields, and I'm going to make some shorts on my Justin Fields videos that I did last year. And I said Justin Fields was nasty. And I want to give a shout out to my homeboy, Pretty Richard, what they called him, because he told y'all on my live. He said, TD been on Justin Fields. Because I know he's a mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks, to me, guys, is hard. You can't stop it. That's why we all thought, and I did myself, because I thought Kyle Shanahan wanted a pocket passer like a Matt Jones. Because I kept looking at him in my videos. Matt Jones, who? Matt Jones, who? Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I made a bunch of videos about Matt Jones. That boy sold the farm for Trey Lance. That boy sold the farm for Trey Lance. The reason why he sold the farm for Trey Lance, guys, is because he knew what a mobile quarterback could do in his system. RG3 wasn't as good as Trey Lance in their opinion. They was like, so if I can do this, what I did with RG3 and make him win Rookie of the Year, what can I do with Trey Lance to 6'5", 235 pounds? So I think we need to start looking for mobile quarterbacks to win you fantasy football championships. Jalen Hurts, if he wouldn't have went down, he was going to win people fantasy football championships. Josh Allen is a hybrid. He can throw the ball, and he also can run. Pat Mahomes is special. He can move too, but he's more of a pocket passer. But he's like a Magic Johnson when it comes to him distributing the ball, right? Where you got your John Stockton's regular quarterbacks like a Tom Brady, but then you got the special ones like Magic Johnson who can do behind the back passes and stuff. And that's what Pat Mahomes is. He's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game because he's a wizard with his improv. Justin Fields is not an improv guy like that, but when he gets to running, he's like Eric Dickerson. That boy got stride. That boy is fast, long distance fast. He's not quick and twitch like a Lamar Jackson, Barry Sanders. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. He's not quick and stuff like Lamar Jackson, but he's more of a bigger long speed guy like a Eric Dickerson. That's why that boy had 2 or 3 touchdowns over 70, 80 yards. And again, guys, I'm gonna do this again. This guy, I'm gonna read the top 7 running backs. Well, top 6. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb. This is rushing yards. Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, Dalvin Cook. You know who number 7 is? Justin Fields. You know what's going to be happening in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027? We're going to be seeing multiple quarterbacks in the top 10 rushing. And you know what? How many views this video going to be? Well, hopefully then this video should have just not off the I spoke correctly. Off of the video I was doing the transition as well. It should go, I would say, 20,000 views because I'm one of the first ones that said this. I'm one of the first ones that talked about quarterbacks doing this. I'm one of the first ones that talked about hybrids. Debo, before he even, now I didn't say Debo. I didn't know Debo was that. But I knew guys like Debo, like Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill came in the league as a running back. So I knew those type of guys, the league was changing. Guys, actually, all you got to do is think about is that the college game is coming to the pro game. Right now, if I'm an owner, I'm going to the college ranks to get me a offensive coordinator. If I got a Jalen Hurts, now Andy Reid and Brian Daboll, they special. Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels, they special. But other than that, I'm going to college and I'm seeing who got the best scheme for a running, throwing quarterback. So that's what I want. Going into fantasy football, guys, that's what I want on my fantasy football team. So if I can punt the position and let other people take, now Pat Mahomes is different now. Pat Mahomes, I will take him number 1 this year. And I haven't preached that in the past. But this year, guys, take your quarterbacks early. And I don't mean in the first round. In the second, third round, go get your quarterbacks. Don't get sloppy second, guys. So with quarterbacks, I want my mobile quarterbacks, guys. I'm putting the position. So I'm gonna get, this is what I'm gonna try to get if I could. I'm gonna go get Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and then I'm gonna try to go get my quarterback. So I'm gonna try to get 2 of those guys. Then I'm gonna try to get in the second or third round. I'm gonna try to get my quarterback: Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr. I'm not taking those guys. So, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Fantasy Good Sports. Make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. So let me go through some of the comments. My boy been commenting. He says, Justin Field games last year made me a believer. Yes, sir. Teams just don't want to pay Lamar because that would eliminate the need for agents. I agree. That's a whole nother story for that. But I agree with that. And Brandon, what's going on, Brandon? He said, how you like Jimmy in Vegas? I like Jimmy in Vegas, and I'm going to do a video on Jimmy in Vegas. Jimmy is a great bridge quarterback. Jimmy knows the X's and O's. I like those type of quarterbacks. If I'm going to get a pocket guy, he's got to be smart in the pocket. At the line of scrimmage, calling the right plays, almost like a coach would call if they was out there. And Jimmy can do that. But Jimmy can't get you to win the big game. Jimmy Garoppolo could not have beat Jalen Hurts or Pat Mahomes last year. But he could get you there and give you an opportunity. And who knows what can happen, right? Your defense can go and play out of his mind. So stuff like that can happen. But I don't think Jimmy is like a world beater. But if I was the Raiders, yes, I would pick up Jimmy. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I would pick up Jimmy. Cause Jimmy, it's about knowledge. Like if I was Tampa Bay and I would have got Tom, I would have moved up and traded get a top quarterback. And I said, listen, I want you to learn under Tom. Watch how he pick his brain. That's very, very important. I think that's more important than sometimes athletic ability. Drew Brees, that's why he broke the mold. Russell Wilson. Listen, Russell, last name Wilson, he's a smart guy too now. Don't get it twisted. It's the other reasons. I'm not going to get into that why Russell had a bad season. But to me, this is when I'm looking. I'm giving y'all a little bit of sauce right here now. When I'm looking at quarterbacks, I want to see that they smart. That's why I like Trey Lance. Guys, Trey Lance is incredibly smart. See, I'm giving y'all some sauce right now. You ain't never heard nobody say Trey Lance is smart. He's incredibly smart. That's why Kyle Shanahan sold the farm for him. This guy is a genius when it comes to football. I'm telling you guys, football up here, it matters. It matters. Jalen Hurts is incredibly smart. Now, he ain't as smart as Trey Lance coming from where Trey coming from. But Jalen Hurts is one of the best leaders that I ever saw in the history of the game. Think about some of the top leaders that you ever saw coming out as a quarterback position, guys that was getting their team together. Like Jalen Hurts is like a Ray Lewis playing quarterback. He's this guy, he's the first one in the building. His father was his coach. His father put all that stuff in him. That boy ate it up, and that boy is brilliant when it comes like he's calm. Don't never talk junk about Jalen Hurts because he would win the game. He should have won that game. If he wouldn't have fumbled that ball, that game was over. I thought it was over at halftime. All right, guys, so I'm gonna get ready. Let me see. Yep, and Brandon said I agree with you, bro. Yep, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Peace.